Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for AEW Battle of the Belts review. Big hot special with TNT, boy. So AEW dumped from the main network, placed on the secondary network, their TBS or whatever. But they still get 4 specials a year on TNT there. You're not good enough to stay there, but we'll let you have a couple of specials or whatever there because we think you're all right there. Um, WCW, NWA had specials, Clash of the Champions, boy, historic wrestling programming. There was another company who had specials, little company known as WWE. Had specials, you might have heard about it. Their Saturday night's main event, boy. They had a special called Main Event back in the Hogan era. 30 million viewers or something. Those were Hogan era views. This, you know, not as special, not as big time. Not as big a spectacle, folks. I mean, very cheap there compared to, what you would expect for a special or something. Battle of the Belts. Like Clash of the Champions, you would expect big belts on the card. You could have done like a real special there, like a 2-hour show. Every belt on the line, something big. Come watch our show on the secondary network or whatever. You know what I mean? But instead, you do a 1-hour throwaway jobber show. Like, talk about a failed opportunity. You know what I mean? Um, so you had the first match. It's Goldust against Sammy Guevara. So Cody Rhodes, he's sick. I talked about this on my other video there. His brother Goldust, his 60-year-old brother, replaces him in the title match. For what reason? I don't know. Goldust randomly there, Dustin Rhodes. He's fighting for the interim championship. He's 55 years old, for God's sake. Just because he's Cody's brother, he fights for a belt. Makes no fucking sense. Especially for a company that claims to have, like, you know, records and stuff like this. Goldust just comes in and fights for the belt. Makes no sense, but it felt like a very long, like, live show match kind of deal, like when WWE goes to Saudi Arabia and it has that live show feel. It was almost a 20-minute match, and the first 10 minutes it felt like they were wasting time a lot of time being wasted walking around, shit like this. It started picking up a bit in the second half. Um, they did the crossroads. They did a flipping pile driver, then a flipping pile driver through the table with some kind of roll up reverse pin finish or whatever. So another roll up finish without a clear winner in this company who's apparently against roll up finishes. So Basically, they had one or two spots, like 2 minutes of action, and they stretched this out for a 20-minute match. It just felt like a long ass live show match. They had the David Crockett guy again, and Sammy Guevara won the interim TNT championship. So the TNT championship is worthless to begin with. The interim title is worth like 5 cents or something. I don't know, but Sammy wins, the interim championship. Like, it's a little too late to try to do the sports centric gimmick there with interim championship. Like, give me a fucking break there. You should have just put the main title, the world title, on this joke of a show instead of doing some goofy interim championship. Battle of the Belts. They have the FTW title that's worthless, and they have a fucking make believe interim championship for the belts that are being defended. What a joke, you know what I mean? So, first match, it's okay, but like, it felt like a fucking long ass live show match just being called on the spot, and they didn't really do much in this match. Way too long. Second match, Ricky Starks against Matt Sydal. Talk about random fucking throwaway garbage. Matt Sydal, just get rid of this fucking clown that makes the show look Bush League straight up. Every time I see Matt Sydal, I just think, why? Like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, the minute he comes on the show, it just starts to feel Hammenager and Bush League. Straight up, that's not me wanting to hurt Evan Bourne. It's just the way it looks when he's out there. You know what I mean? And this just felt like a really cheap match there. What's his face retained the FTW title there, Ricky Starks. According to AEW fans, this guy reminded them of The Rock, because he's, non white and he wears sunglasses. He's like The Rock. I guess he tries to be funny, but he's not. He's just a little fucking dweeb, you know what I mean? A little dork who doesn't look tough at all. He's not funny. Um, They also thought that this Jake Atlas on Rampage looked like The Rock, so everybody looks like The Rock in AEW. Apparently, y'all don't have anybody that's even close to The Rock there, but especially not Ricky Starks, just a little boring jobber. Like, um, so what else? Ricky Starks retains, and then Britt Baker defeated Rio in a fucking boring match. Like, you had too much interference with Jamie Hayter and Rebel there. Leave the two fat women at home or whatever there, you know what I mean? Just a boring match. Um, it seemed like cheap, sloppy wrestling, and just way too much interference. Britt Baker retains. Big fucking deal. Cheap, fucking cheap. You know what I mean? This feels like just half a show. And the first half, where's the second half? With the world title and the tag team belts or whatever. This is a fucking joke. It feels like TNT just gives them a fake special an hour, you know, and them they put on like a fucking throwaway jobber card with no effort. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like. It don't feel like there's any effort in this whatsoever. There's a clip of Tony Khan before the show starts. Him and QT Marshall. Tony Khan just sucks for the talking. He comes off looking like a fucking goof there, you know what I mean? And he says, "Oh, all the champs are here, all of them, and they're gonna wrestle after the show." Really? There, all the champs are there instead of having the world champion wrestle for this fucking cheap thing. He's gonna wrestle in a dark match, and you're gonna put on a bunch of garbage for the special itself. Are you serious? Like, what's the point of this thing? What the fuck? Why not do a real show, like with all the belts, if you call it Battle of the Belts? You gotta put the fucking belts on the show. What the fuck is this? Like, the champs are here. We're gonna have match after the show. What about the show? What about that? It's on TV. This, it's supposed to be a special, and it's fucking retarded. Like, the world champ is there, and he's not defending it on the special. He's gonna fight in a dark match. The champion, you know what I mean? Jungle Boy and QT Marshall in a dark match. What about the fucking show called Battle of the Belts? Where's the belts being defended on the show? Shitty women's match, FTW fucking fake belt, interim fake belt. Fuck off, you know what I mean? Waste of time, a complete waste of time. Anybody who tries to pass this off as serious is a fucking clown and a half. I mean, really, they're fucking junk. Waste of time. Wasted opportunity. I don't know what the fuck the point of this was, but just a waste of money straight up. Until next time, peace. Oh.